Hi. Good morrow. I say good morrow because I don't know what time of day you're going to find this. I hope everyone can hear me all right. Still not all that familiar with this camera, so doing the best we can. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much for coming by. I wanted to talk to you briefly today about something that I say that, I don't know, people might be a little ruffled by. I've said there is no law of attraction. Now, I can understand easily how it seems like there is attraction happening. And indeed, when you imagifest, that is, put yourself with your imagination and your will in an experience of something you want to happen in your physical reality. When you imagifest, you are changing the frequency of your energetic field so that you are more of a match for the thing that you imagifest. The thing, the situation, the outcome. And it would seem then, because doing that results in at least a partial experience of what you imagifest, what you put your attention on. Mind you, when you imagifest, you do it as though you are actually in the environment you want to be in the situation you want to be in, so that you have the emotional experience as well as all of the sensory experience of that desired outcome. You don't do it like you're looking in through a window at it. You project the situation around you as you will it to be. So you make yourself in that way a more of an energetic match for that. And the level of emotion and the focus of your attention both have an impact on how quickly and how completely that experience can materialize out of the astral realms, where you are building it as an eventuality by manifesting it, and into your earthly experience. But attraction is not really what's happening. You're actually tunneling into the experience that you want, creating it for yourself. Attraction is a very passive concept. It's still putting power outside of you. You're still praying, just in a different way, for an outcome you desire. And you're asking for it from the universe, rather than taking your full due as integrated with that universe, as a godling, consciousness itself, conscious of itself, and summoning to you the experience you want. I think you can see how summoning the experience is a much more active take on the actual process than attracting it. And I'm a let's go get it sort of person. I don't see where putting the locus of power and control outside yourself has ever served humanity. When we do not claim our responsibility for the situation and how we experience it as it is, we're disempowering ourselves. When you say, I'm not to blame, and blame should never have any bearing on anything anyway, but when you say, I'm not to blame, or when you say, it's not my fault, or when you say, it's not my doing, in an effort to avoid blame, you're actually disowning your power in order to avoid claiming blame that is a ridiculous concept anyway. Father does not blame, Source does not blame, and neither should you. It serves no good end. So when I say there is no law of attraction, and that's why it's not working for you. It's not working for you because you're offloading your power, you're disowning your power by wanting to attract something to you rather than going into it. You go into it by manifesting it, and then by, in your earthly endeavors, looking for evidence that it's happening and doing things with the arm of flesh that actually get you closer to the outcome, the situation that you want. So thereby you create it and it materializes for you. You can't, I don't care how much you manifest, if you cocoon yourself in your house and you do nothing in the world at all, you are not going to materialize the outcome you want. And this should show you why the law of attraction doesn't work, is because people are thinking they can just do the summoning, do the prayers the right ways, and then they attract it to them and they don't have to do as much. But the thing is, when you engineer an outcome for yourself or a situation, you're actually changing yourself into the version of yourself in which that outcome / situation is already a reality. And you're walking into that time stream. We do this all the time. We change time streams way more constantly than we change our clothes. We just don't see us doing it. We don't observe it happening. But every time you make the choice to observe your self-talk that's causing one experience of the situation, one subjective experience, and you change the self-talk to re-engineer the subjective experience so that you have a different emotional reaction because you're earnestly reframing the situation in a way that is positive and helpful for you. That's what you're doing. You're stepping into a new timeline every time you make that sort of choice. And we do this constantly throughout the day. And so there's free will. There's a lot of free will. But the thing is most of us are making our choices without lucidity. We're not observing it happening. We're not abiding as consciousness itself, conscious of itself, while we make these choices. We're not aware even that we're making them. We're not aware of why we make them when we're aware that we make them. So it's really critical to observe the ways your unconscious, meaning you haven't observed it, conditioning from the world, the self-talk that you impose on yourself as your limitations, are affecting the outer experience you're having in the world. So basically, I'm encouraging you to, as the observer, observe what limits you, and that's your self-talk. Reframe it so that it no longer limits you, realizing that it can't limit you because you're the chooser of how you reframe it. The very fact that you can, let me put it this way. What's important, it's good. It's good to observe the ways you're limiting yourself with your self-talk, and it's very good to actually be able to develop the skill to regularly change that self-talk. But more important than that is that you notice yourself doing it, that you abide as consciousness itself, because the whole point is to make you privy, make you aware that you have that power, because you are consciousness, and there is really no world out there. It's projected, that world. You, by your self-talk, conscious or unconscious, create an experience for yourself. And when you become aware enough, lucid enough, that you begin to observe your self-talk and engineer it, you are actually wielding your will. That is the beginnings of your godly estate. And that's what we all want. We want our words to be empowered. We want our will to manifest. And the beginning of your godly estate is observing yourself in the process of actually doing it. So that it's like learning to wiggle your ears. Until you can feel the muscles of your ears, you won't be able, until you've made those neural connections, you won't be able to wiggle your ears. Every other part of your body the same way. You learn to move them by becoming, as a babe, in touch with them and manipulating them. So you must become in touch with, that is, observe yourself, consciousness itself, conscious of itself. You must observe yourself in the process of wielding its will in order to get a taste of what your godly estate is like, so you can take yourself intentionally back to that. You can walk into it. You can manifest it. You can just go get it instead of praying and summoning and beseeching the universe to bestow upon you what is your actual inheritance as a godling. So this is why I'm constantly saying there is no law of attraction. I can understand why it looks like that, and I don't want to ruffle people by attacking their theories. I'm just suggesting that they, as consciousness itself, conscious of itself, check out my reasoning here and perhaps reframe the way they are perceiving what felt to them before like they attracted something from the universe. They asked for it in just the right way, and so they got it. Now, that's not really what's happening. You are retuning yourself to be the version of yourself in which that event cascade plays out. So that's my take on it, and I think you'll find mine is much more self-empowered and it relies on summoning by way of creating the experience for yourself, changing your field, changing what you identify with and as, so that you manage to create the event cascade experiences that you want, and even more, you observe yourself in the process of doing it, and so discover the inklings of your godly estate. I hope that helps. I love you all. If this has helped at all, please, by all means, click that little like thumbs up and leave any comment or question you may have. Comments and questions help with the lucidification of Earth Venue, because they cause the video where the comments are made to rise in the algorithm and more people see it. The more people that see it, obviously, the more people can perhaps make themselves ready to take that perspective on board. Again, I love you all, and thanks a lot for being here. I'm gonna have to put your eye out again. You know, I spelled with a capital I, not E-Y-E. Bye-bye, little eye.